There is a golf show beyond which is known to man. It is in a dimension as small as a dimple and as large as infinity. It is the middle ground between light and shadow, between shanks and swing plane. It lies between the pit of despair and the summit of course records. This is the new dimension in entertainment. It is an area we call the Golf Kingdom. And the show looks like this. It begins with Build It, Kiss, and Pop Culture, where we will be swinging in the rain to help your game. Then, Just Hot Air, Strategy, GFX Fitness, and On Course. We will always finish with Time to Rise. Are you ready? Because it is time to build here in the Golf Kingdom. Well, we're going to enter our first dimension here in the Golf Kingdom, and it's the Build It segment. And I'm going to give you something very important to understand about your swing. And this isn't all skate. This is everybody up off your couches. Come on, get in close. I'm going to give us some movement patterns that are going to help us understand how do we get the club in the right spot and kind of how do we move and get the swing just right. You may be complicating it, and I'm going to help you understand some key spots in our swing. Now, Daredevil, come to the wide view here for me. And let's talk about something that we got to understand right off the bat. So as you're standing up, when you bring your hands together right here in front of you, you form a triangle. So there's the triangle of the arms and the hands right there, boom. Number one thing we got to understand is the triangle. Now we're going to talk about the two folds of the golf swing. We have the triangle, and the triangle moves back and through, and it folds twice. And I want you to understand how these folds happen and how if you do them right, man, the golf swing kind of comes to you. It kind of becomes less complicated. There's not so much movement. So here we go. So set up, pretend like you've got a club. Grab your TV remote, hold it out, whatever it is. Maybe you've got your salad fork. Get out there, hold it up like this. Here's my triangle. So the first move is the triangle goes here. So my hands clear my trail leg. My triangle is here. Right arm is extended, trail arm is extended. Here, I've got my triangle, boom. So the triangle on both sides is here and here. Doesn't matter if I'm right-handed or left-handed. I have an extended triangle, and I have an extended triangle. Now, when I go back, I extend the triangle, and the trail arm, when it's extended here, will now fold elbow to the ground and work into this little 90-degree position. Very simple. So it's triangle past my hands, trail elbow bends and points to the ground, and that elevates the club 90 degrees with the trail arm right there. So here's what it looks like again. Triangle, elbow bend, top. Now, as I come down to impact, I'm going to come down. I'm going to reestablish my triangle right here. I'll have the shaft lining up with my front arm, my lead arm. So I reestablish my triangle at impact. My body's turned a little open, not a lot of aggressive, crazy movements. Triangle right here. Now, here's the key on the front side of the swing. I extend the triangle to my hands past my leg. So my hands past my lead leg right there. Hopefully you're doing it with me. Right here. And then my lead elbow does the same thing. It folds this way. So as I get to here, I extend. Elbow folds, and the club comes up casually behind my head. As I'm coming to the camera, it looks like this. There's my extension right at you guys there at home. Elbow's going to fold, and the club's going to naturally just kind of cruise up behind my head right there. So it's two folds. It's two triangles and two folds. If you could just simply think about it and go triangle, fold, come down, make your triangle, extend it, fold again. Man, that comes out pretty simple, doesn't it? And we got the KISS segment coming up next. So I'm leading right into our Keep It Simple Strano segment with a Keep It Simple Build It segment. Your triangle, move it over here, keep it extended, fold it here, come down, make your triangle again an impact, and then take your triangle over here, fold it back up to the finish. And you know what? The swing kind of looks easy. If I move it right here, it's triangle, fold, and there's the finish. Build It segment. We kept it simple, and we're jumping to keep it simple to help your game. Well, y'all weren't ready for this. I'm throwing you a kiss Curveball, yeah, keep it simple, Strano. We're out on the golf course. I've got a simple thing I want to talk to you about. It is something you run into all the time that causes you trouble on the golf course. So here it is. I've got a 9-iron in my hand. I hit my 9-iron 140 yards. So I get up, I get set up, a little 140-yard 9-iron swing here. Boom, perfect. Boy, solid shot. 140 right towards my target. The only problem is that my target was 135. Now the question is, when I have a full swing, 149 iron swing, and I've got to go 135, well, I got a problem. This is going to go too far. My pitching wedge goes 130. So how do I hit the in-between shot? What's the modification you need to make, the keep it simple Strano modification to hit the in-between shot? And it's real simple, and it involves your setup. Simple setup modification. Here's what it is. Two things. You're going to take the club and you're going to grip down an inch right there. That shortens the radius of the club. So it's not the full length, it's a shortened length. The club won't go as far when you hit it. Now, the other thing you want to modify is your stance. When I get set up, here's my normal 9-iron stance right here. Nice, comfortable width. I'm going to change it. I'm going to make my stance narrower, and I'm going to pull my lead foot back so my stance will be open and narrow. So I'm coming back. I am open, narrow, gripped down. The narrowing and opening of the stance cuts off my backswing. So full swing would be normal right here. As soon as I get narrow and open my stance, now I can only get to right there. The ball won't go as far, and the key is I can stay aggressive. Most of the time you try to hit the in-between shot by just swinging smoother. Swinging smoother is never good because you know what happens? You then let up at impact and you leave the face open and fan to the right. So by setting up open, right here, left foot back, lead foot back, and narrower, watch this swing now. So now I'm here and here. I can't go back as far because this stance limits my backswing ability to rotate. And now when I go back, I can stay aggressive. Oh boy, that's another good little 9-iron. It's a chippy one, and it's not going to go as far as the first one. So modifications you make here to hit the in-between shot. You grip down an inch, you narrow your stance, pull your lead foot back so your stance is open, and you can't go back as far, and you can stay aggressive coming through. So this has been your KISS. Keep it simple Strano trip to the golf course to help your game. Swinging in the rain, we're swinging in the rain. What a glorious feeling. I'm swinging again. It's pop culture, and we're going to use an umbrella. And obviously, I have no fear of superstitions. I've got an umbrella open here in studio. And how can your golf umbrella help your golf swing? Well, obviously, if I take the umbrella down, one thing you can do is you just take it and kind of roll it up. And the weight of the umbrella will help you with your swing because it's a heavy object to swing and improve your game. So you just take your umbrella, hold it out like a golf club, and it's heavier than your club, so you can swing it around and maybe help you get loose before you play or help you groove a certain thing in your swing. Maybe you're working on going back and getting to a good L position here. Left arm, lead arm straight, shaft in a better spot here. Maybe you're working on trying to get it from here to here. Well, you can just take your umbrella and use it. So maybe you're waiting for a dinner table and you've got an umbrella with you. Or you've got an umbrella at the golf course and you're waiting for it to stop raining. You know, take your umbrella out. And just instead of leaning on it there, waiting for it to stop doing that, take your umbrella out and take some swings with it. It'll help you stay loose because it's heavy. Now, what can we do with an open umbrella is the question. Let's open this thing back up. And once again, I'm not sure how many years of bad luck or whatever this means when I do that, but I'm not worried about it. So, umbrella, we got it wide open here in the studio. Now, here's the question. Everybody struggles with, what do you do with the club in transition coming down? So as you come down, you see a lot of steepening clubs. They come this way, you come over the top and cut across it and hit this big, ugly slices. How can using your umbrella help you stop coming over the top and slicing it? Let's see. So as I get set up, I got the umbrella in front of me, right here. I'm gonna go back to the top of my backswing. So I've got it up here, top of my backswing. Now, the wrong move would be, I provide shade. Look at that, I go right underneath the umbrella so it's raining. I'm not getting wet now. That's the wrong move. That's the over-the-top move right there. We don't want the umbrella to come over us. As you start down, keep the umbrella behind you. So you can practice at home doing this move. Do not let the umbrella get above your head. I'm getting wet if it's raining. I'm still getting wet. Practice this move with your umbrella. Keep the umbrella behind you right here like it's like it's a parachute, a drag chute when you're running. Do this move. Get it behind you and not above you, and you'll find your downswing will move in the right spot every time. So umbrellas, we all got them. We all hopefully carry them on the golf course. I carried mine as a tour player all the time. My caddy kind of hated it, but I was always prepared if we got a sudden cloudburst. Use it to help your swing. Now, stay tuned. We got some more great stuff coming here on the Golf Kingdom.
You want a golf tip that will really make this game easier? Okay, here's mine. The fastest way to get good is by finding a great coach. And the fastest way to find that person is through golfchannelacademy.com. It'll match you up with the best coaches in your area. And now you can even schedule a new student assessment. So, what are you waiting for? Schedule a training session with your local coach, Rob Strano from Strano Golf Academy in Destin, Florida at stranogolf.com.
Let's talk It's Just Hot Air, brought to you by our friends at Executive Air, Refrigeration and Cooling. And one thing I hear all the time at the golf course is, hey, you're not keeping your eye on the ball. Keep your eye on the ball. Well, you know what? That's one of those myths and misconceptions of golf that I hear all the time, and it's not true. That's why this is called It's Just Hot Air. Let's talk about why that's just hot air. Daredevil, come to the big screen here. Now, here's what happens with your eyes correctly when you swing a golf ball. So I set up and my eyes are looking at the ball. I got my eye on the ball, don't I? When I swing back, a correct movement will have my nose swivel a little, so that kind of my nose is kind of looking down at my trail foot. Now, in the downswing, as I come down back to the ball, my eyes are on it. Yeah, my eye is on the ball. As I get down here, my eyes are on the ball, and what happens is everybody tries to keep their eye on the ball, and you end up like this. You swing through. I've got 4 or 5 players that swing through, and they're here, and their eye is on the ball. Well, there's a problem. That's not where the ball is. If I'm actually keeping my eye on the ball, as I hit it, my eye is following the ball. That's the correct move. That's the correct way we pivot through. We don't keep looking down where the ball isn't anymore and get stuck here. I mean, that actually hurts my shoulder getting there. I want to come through, make contact with the ball, and swivel forward with my head, keeping my eye on the ball as it goes out there. So, correct movement as I come through. I'm right here. I stay in my posture, and eye on the ball will mean I'm following it and watching it. This has been another great segment of It's Just Hot Air, brought to you by my friends at Executive Air. Go visit them online for all your air conditioning, refrigeration, and cooling needs. Let's get serious here in the Golf Kingdom. It's our strategy segment where we talk about on-course things you should be doing to play your best golf. And remember, without a plan, there is no attack. Without attack, there is no victory. So we have to have a plan and a good ready formula to attack a golf course. And one thing you got to understand is golf course designs. They're set up to mess you up, to mess up where you think you're going and where you're actually going. And I just watched some of my juniors play a tournament, and there's a golf hole here in my area where the tees don't point you anywhere near where the green is. And I watched them all hit the same shot. I'm going, oh my gosh, this is a great spot of strategy to discuss on the show. So I'm going to walk over to the 60-inch screen. Daredevil, jump over here with me. Let me show you what I saw 3 of my juniors do. Bring up picture number 1. Now this is an actual view from where I was sitting behind the tee. So here's a tee here, here's a tee here, and here's a tee there. And you can see how they got the grass cut between the tees. This little walkway here and this little walkway there. And it points that way. There's a big tree right here to the right of the green and short, and these point that way. Well, guess what? The flagstick is here, and those are pointing over there. And where do you look where everybody's walking. They're walking over here that way. I wonder why. Because everything points that way. Now, let's look overhead. So let's bring up the overhead view of the hole. Here are the tees back here. There's that big tree, and here's the green. So bring up the next one. Okay, so what you're going to see is here's the line the tees point right into that tree, right up that little cut of the grass. And then next picture, Here's the green outlined in red, so you can see they're going this way and the green's way over here because that's where the tees, the cut of the grass point. Now, let's bring up the next picture here. What's interesting is that's the line they needed to go on, and look at how far apart these are. They aren't even close. So strategy, without a plan, there is no attack. Without attack, there is no victory. Man, you got to know where you're going. Now, one other way you get messed up. Watch this picture come up next. Look at the shape of this tee marker. It is a complete, just free-flowing area there. It's not a square. It's got all kinds of curves and swerves. So this curve goes down this way. So if the tee markers were here, it would actually point that way. Now, check this out. I'm going to show you the actual golf hole. So that part of the tee points that way. Bring up the actual hole. Check this out. Here's the tee back here. Here's the green over here. Here's the fairway right there. So that little spot I was pointing at on the tee points that way. Look, it points down here, and the fairway's over there. So watch out. Those tee markers and those curvy tees can get you pointed the wrong way, and that will really mess up your strategy on the course. Let's talk some putting and how do you understand how a feather and a marshmallow affect your putting. Now, when you hit a putt, what you got to understand is the club face is not a feather and the ball is not a marshmallow. This would be very soft contact if I hit this marshmallow with this feather. But you know what? A golf ball and a golf club are really hard. So I'm hitting a hard ball with a hard surface. So I don't really need to whack it. Now we got the X putt set up here, and I actually have my phone laying on the ground, and the phone is there with a decibel meter on it. So it's going to measure how loud the contact is, and then we're going to look up here at ball speed as it relates to how far the putt goes. So I've got it set up 20 feet here. Now I'm going to hit just a regular 20-footer, and I'm going to check the decibel reading out, and we're going to see how far this ball rolls and the speed at 20 feet. There's a 20-footer, going to miss a little to the right, but my mile an hour, I was 6.1 miles an hour here, and the ball rolled a foot 10 inches past the hole, so almost 2 feet by at 6 miles an hour, and my decibel reading was 63 on my decibel meter. Now, what happens if I ramp that up to like 7 miles an hour? So what does 7 miles an hour look like and sound like? So I hit it right on 7 miles an hour. Whoa, stop, 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 stop. Oh my gosh, that's going to go 8 feet by, and my decibel meter read 74. So, you know, when you hit those putts and they sound really loud, they are really loud. The decibel meter helps us hear the difference between 6 miles an hour and 7. And you want to be cognizant of when you hit a putt, it's a hard club and a hard ball. So you don't need to whack it. The way you control your speed is by how far the putter goes back. I keep my tempo the same. I try to take the putter back a different distance to make it roll farther. So I'm trying to keep my tempo the same. Right on 6.1, it's going to miss a little right again. Oh, I lipped it out. So understanding sound, speed, hard club, hard ball. You mix this all together and you'll get your stroke smoother and hit a lot better putts.
Call now.
Alexa, open Golf Kingdom.
Welcome to Golf Kingdom. Here's your golf tip of the day. Welcome to the Golf Kingdom. I am your host, Rob Strano, and here is today's Pro Pointer.
Alexa, stop. If you want more pro pointers from me via your Amazon-enabled skill at the Golf Kingdom, be sure to go there and enable it. Every day I give you a new tip, free, with your Amazon-enabled device. So enable the Golf Kingdom and you'll get a tip from me, your host, Rob Strano, every day. It's time for some Golf Kingdom fitness, and we have no more fun than going GFX Orange Whip Golf to help you get more fit with your golf game. And you know what? We're going to jump over to Houston, Texas. Yeehaw! It's Houston, Texas with Tiffany Tracy from GFX. She's got the power peel. Tiffany, how you doing today?
Fantastic, Rob. How are you guys?
Doing great. What have you got for our golfers out there? Something fitness, GFX power peel to help them with their game. Take it away.
That's right. Got a lot of good stuff coming your way, Rob. So today we're going to be starting with the Set It Foundation. I'm going to show you guys an easy exercise that you can start doing even without having the GFX power peel. Now I'm going to grab 2 bungees and their handles, having the handles face each other. I'd like you guys to hinge over into your golf stance. Now you're going to place the handles together, turning back into that backswing. So you see a nice little trail side bend with the elbow leading, coming back through to impact, and then aggressively going into your finish, just like you would your golf swing. Now, if you don't have the power peel quite yet, and you're going to want one pretty soon, you could use some resistance bands. Just go ahead and step on the ends of the resistance bands, hold the handles together, and you can mimic that same exercise. What do you think, Rob?
That's awesome. I think it'll help players gain distances. That's what it's designed to do, is get more speed and more wind. What's that designed to do?
Well, it's designed to do everything. The setup is the most crucial part of your golf swing, really. So if you're in a poor position at setup or a poor posture, it's not going to get any better through the swing, right? So this exercise is going to help you, one, set up in the right position, and then keep you in that right plane as you go through the backswing, through impact into your finish.
I love it because I see when you do it, as I'm watching you, I'm going, boy, that's great for side bend. And I love that explosive move, which we're trying to get out of our players. Tiffany, thanks a bunch from Houston, Texas. GFX, she's got the power pill. It's Orange Whip. That's great stuff to help your game. Awesome stuff from our fitness person, Tiffany Tracy. Be sure to visit Orange Whip, and you can get your power peel training package there to help your game. Okay, welcome back out here on course, where I'm going to talk about warming up, something I see players do all the time incorrectly. And what I usually see happen is you come to the course, you got a few minutes to warm up, you come out to the practice tee, you got your bucket of balls here, you grab like a 9-iron and you walk up and you kind of stretch a little maybe, and you get up there and you go, okay, let's get warmed up, and you take a swing and oh man, we cold top it and roll along the ground, and it's not a good feeling to start off that way. Then maybe the next one's a chunk. You know what? Let's start off with success. There's a great way to warm up. So I'm going to swap out my 9-iron for my 54-degree TaylorMade wedge. And when I get to the golf course, and when tour players get to the golf course, we all warm up the same way. We warm up with short little shots. So we warm up with little swings here, and we're just trying to get a feel for the club. We're trying to feel what our swing feels like that day. We're trying to figure out where's the ground and where's the ball here. And the best way to do that is to start off with a short little shot, just to feel a successful little short little wedge shot. And that's a nice one out there, about 30 yards. I got the S target, the Academy target in front of me, and I'll hit 3 or 4 of these little wedge shots. Right there, nice and smooth, trying to hit the target. Oh, just missed to the right. And I'm just trying to feel a smooth swing. I'm trying to feel the club hit the ball first. Got through that one a little quick, missed it left. So once again, I'm getting warmed up. I'm just trying to feel where my body's moving this club. How does the club feel? Get good tempo, good pace. I'm not going to get it with a hard first swing. I'm going to get it with a short little 30-yard shot. When I've hit 3 or 4 of these little 30-yarders, I'm going to then go a little farther. So the red flag out there is double. It's 60 yards. So I'm going to go out there 60 yards with this shot. And I'm just trying to feel a good swing, feel good tempo, catch the ball first. Look, that landed right by the flag. And once again, I'm building success here. I'm not just ripping full swings. I am building up to the full swing. Once again, little 60-yarder, back and through, turning in there towards the flag, and I've hit 2 shots that are inside of 10 feet over there to that flag. Now when I've hit 3 or 4 of those, now I can build into maybe a full swing, or like this one right here. This will be a little 3/4 swing, just a little 3/4. Wedge swing, nice one straight ahead, hit it solid. So by starting off short irons and short swings, I get solid contact to start with. That solid contact builds into full swings, and then I can go ahead and grab this 9-iron and get in there, and I've gotten loose. I've hit solid shots, so I should be confident getting in there and making a good 9-iron swing. Oh, and that's just drilled. And that happened simply because I got warmed up the right way. Don't grab a long club to start with. Grab your 54-degree wedge. Grab your 58, hit little shots, little 30-yarders. Get your tempo and rhythm first, and build into a better full swing by doing that. And then your warm-up will go much better. And tell you what, you might play better out on the course too.
You didn't ask me to be in the show once. And normally I'm all over the show. Normally I'm in the show, I'm in the open, I'm in the close, I'm all over it. But you didn't even ask me once. This is unacceptable.
Neil, can you believe he complained like that? I mean, nobody likes a complainer. Do you like a complainer? I don't like a complainer. Neither of us like a complainer. And Max Q's a big complainer. Too bad on him. And you know what? I learned a long time ago to not complain on the golf course. And a lot of players will get to tournaments and they'll go, gosh, I don't like this course. I don't like these greens. I don't like this. I don't like that. Man, it's windy. Well, you know what? Every time I heard a complainer at a tour event, I knew I had them beat. And when you hear the people complaining, maybe you should double the bets. So whether it's life or golf course, no one likes a complainer. I remember years ago being in Cleveland on tour and they had just punched the greens. The greens were just aerified and we showed up and everybody's complaining about the aerified greens, the aerified greens, the aerified greens. And I went, I don't care. I got to play on them. I got to find a way to make putts. And I went out and shot 69 and I made everything on the greens. It was crazy. I just got over the ball, focused on hitting a good putt. I'd hit it, it would roll, it would go in. There was no need to complain about it. Everybody had to play on that day on those greens. So think about it this way. Complaining, it doesn't get us anywhere. It's going down the wrong path. Go down the right path. Choose to not complain, choose to be positive and focused. And whether it's life or golf, things will go better for you no matter what you're doing. You are now leaving the dimension that we call the Golf Kingdom TV show, where your game got lots of great tips to improve. For more, download the Amazon Fire TV and Roku channels to watch all the past episodes. If you have an Alexa device, enable the Golf Kingdom TV show skill, and you'll get a tip from our host, Rob Strano, every day to improve your game. Thanks again for watching this dimension of the Golf Kingdom.